The movies are better than the books. Wait, not the books. Sorry, not the books.
Right.
The TV shows.
Right.
The TV shows are straight up shit. They literally have everything. They had Riordan. They had a massive budget. They had the expectations. I mean, they had the they knew what they were not supposed to do, and they fumbled harder.
Yeah, exactly. See, the movies, the guy just didn't really give a fuck. He just, like, made the movies for fun. Like just made the movies for profit. That's like all they were. This show was attempting to actually be a good adaptation. It completely failed. Disney is like known for like funding failing shit though. So probably well.
Dude, the movies were just better. The movies knew they were shit, so they tried to have fun with it. This show takes itself seriously as fuck. It's just garbage. Just garbage, bro. They said, we got the places. We're going to make the setting correct. We're going to set it all up the way it should be. So let's take a look at these chapters. So what makes this chapter good? So let's take what makes it good and let's dissect it and take it out. And we can write something better because we're Disney writers. We're smart. We got it, right?
This shit is awful.
The writing, dog shit. Pacing, dog shit. Visuals, dog shit. Dialogue, dog shit. The action and visuals, oh my God. The movie came out like 15 years ago and it looks better, bro. Like, what are we doing? And then Disney, oh my God, we need to burn them down. I'm gonna start off every episode with what I enjoyed first before going into what I didn't like, because it's a lot faster to talk about the good than the bad. Episode 1, Chiron's voice actor was good. The dream sequence was pretty cool, and then this line was a thing.
No. No, if there's one thing I know about bullies, it is that you should never, ever stand up to them.
Within the first 10 minutes of this show is really when my concerns started rising. When Percy pushed the girl into the fountain, my first genuine thought was, did he use the fucking force? I rewatched it a few times. I guess it's because the water grabbed her from directly behind to suspend disbelief, I guess. But it's a fucking Percy Jackson show. Everybody already knows why and how things are happening. Like, let's be real. And then when Miss Dodds attacked him, the sword just magically activates on its own and kills her. Like, there's no way he knew it was a sword because Chiron never tells him for some reason. So Percy eventually gets back home and we meet Smelly Gabe. And it's weird, but call me crazy, but I don't think he's even that mean. He's just like a mild asshole. They should have found the fattest, filthiest guy to play the role. Not just some guy, but whatever. And we cut to this scene. This scene is so stupid. You understand she's sitting in the rain because she misses Poseidon or something? I don't know. This scene just came off as so stupid to me. Like, you're not touching seawater. You're touching random shitty city water.
Okay. No, it's great. Fuck it.
So they eventually get to some beach house, and then she just gives the weirdest plot dump towards him about his heritage, and it's just paced so badly. She also mentions how monsters will tend to notice him more once he understands what he is. So why didn't we wait to tell him that before he was at the camp? And then the Minotaur attacks. Wonder why. And oh my God, I hated this whole sequence. First of all, like, why are they just standing around for so long? They know this thing's out in the forest, potentially going to kill them all, and they just stand and talk for like 82 minutes. And just saying, the rain wasn't even hitting them in some of these scenes. Now let's compare the most important scene from the TV show to the movie. In the TV show, the Minotaur is unthreatening and sits back to let them talk for 10 minutes. In the movie, they're actually running while talking. Wow. Who could have guessed standing completely still and ignoring an opponent for like 5 minutes makes the scene lose all tension? The movie Minotaur is actually like throwing cows and fucking cars at them. Overall, the movie just did the scene so much better. Okay, fuck everything else in episode 2. I just want to talk about the big shit stain in this episode. The capture the flag game this episode may be the worst thing I have ever had to bear witness to. I swear to God, they're doing everything in their power to make Percy look as beta as possible. He's tripping on roots. He's taking a random piss in the open. He's taking a fucking nap playing with leaves. And by God, the worst of all, he's doing Fortnite dances. Like, oh my God, save me from this pain. Then we get to the river scene. This is like where I just genuinely don't understand what's going through the writer's heads. He's literally 2 feet from the water, and the writers refuse to let him touch it. And then with 0 formal training and 0 power from the water, he is magically able to destroy Clarice and her goons. Like, huh? And then they have Annabeth push him into the water because she figured it out and she's so smart. This was the most Disney-esque scene thus far. What makes this scene so painful is the water was 2 feet away. Like, they made the conscious choice to just change the scene. Riordan, you useless sack of shit. Stop letting Disney lube you up and fuck your product. Let's look at the movie. When rewatching the movie, one thing I didn't think about was actually showing the game, which the movie does. But they had Percy fighting Annabeth instead of Clarice, which is a weird decision. She beats his ass and he crawls into the water. He gets healed and he starts going to town. Maybe as the son of Poseidon and how it goes in the books, you have him just, you know, touch the water to power up instead of just powering up for fun. Man captures the flag and that same night he has his bitches lined up.
Hey Percy? We're having a party at our place later, and we would really love it if you came.
This is the Percy I know, not the TV show's soy boy,
goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating
beta Percy. I'll start off with the 2 scenes I liked.
Oh, jeez. You seem busy. I'll come back.
The team's getting grumpy. The trick to getting through it is singing this song.
What are you doing?
This episode just really shows how weak the monsters feel. This monster appears and 12-year-old Annabeth just throws a knife at it and it dies. Like, if you want us to fear the monsters in the show, they can't be this shit. But that's just a small gripe. This episode's flaws really shine when they're at Medusa's place. How do you think they set up the scene? Did they set it up as a mystery like they do in the books? And cleverly and slowly have Grover come to the realization of who it is because he sees the statue of his uncle?
Auntie M has a garden full of petrified stone folks. Anyone want to guess what M is short for?
I think we can trust her.
What?
Oh my god. Ah yes, this ancient monster known for killing hundreds of people and turning them to stone. But guys, she's a woman and we haven't heard of her side of the story yet. Disney writing at its absolute finest. Compare this dog shit preachy filth to Percy using an iPad as a mirror to see and kill Medusa. That was true cinema. I have almost nothing to say about this episode. It was just boring. And we cut to the end and Percy gets absolutely folded. I could be misremembering, but I'm like 99% sure in the books Percy actually puts up way more of a fight. Once again, making Percy look like a beta. Ares. He's actually one of the only characters who looks how I'd imagine and acts how he does in the books. He kept me entertained when he was on screen, but that's about it. And then we also have this line.
It means one of us is going to die.
We're all gonna die.
Alright, like always, time to go back to the shit. Annabeth and Percy have to go to the abandoned amusement park where they'll have to retrieve Ares' shield. They kept it pretty book accurate until they got on the Tunnel of Love ride. In the books, it had something to do with like falling spiders or something. I don't really know, to be honest. But in the TV show, I know for a fact that this is completely different than how it happened in the book. They fall into the water and this is just one of the worst visual effects I've seen so far. I still don't understand why the show looks so shit with the budget they had. Then one of the two of them has to decide who sits on the throne so the other can get the shield. And Percy wants to sit down so Annabeth can continue the quest because, and I quote,
"You're better at this than me. You just are."
Hephaestus comes out for some reason. Now they're really going off script. And Annabeth saves Percy with the power of friendship. Alright, next episode we go. You may be wondering why I stopped comparing the TV show to the movie for the last 2 episodes. That's because the movie at this point went completely off script and he fought the Hydra or some weird shit. But let me ask you something. Would you rather they just completely abandon the books for some cool fun scenes or clearly stay close enough to the source material just to ignore it when it matters most for a newer, woker, and more boring version? All I'm saying is I know what I prefer. Okay, this episode may be the worst one so far. The only funny scene is Percy attempting to drive, but that's not enough to save this dreadful episode. They walk up to the Lotus Casino and once again they just know what it is and the dangers that lie ahead. Once again, just killing all chances of mystery or tension. This scene, hands down, was made more fun and book accurate in the movies, and it's not even close. Let's just compare the 2 scenes.
Up and talking to me, but not like in a regular dream.
This may be a stupid question, but
That what happened to his mom was your fault. That it was all your fault. That he hated you.
It's a wrap. The movie absolutely no diffs the TV show version. Okay, scratch what I said about the last episode being the worst episode. Episode 7 truly is the worst episode so far. The episode starts off with Percy just walking into the mattress store and he just knows he's the guy.
You're Procrustes.
For the 900th time this show, they just know things, because why not? Annabeth just comes behind and pushes him on the bed. Alright, I'll just fully give up on the show ever have intention. We figure out they have 4 pearls to escape the underworld, which is just enough for everyone. When watching the scene, I was like, I bet one of them is gonna lose one in some stupid way.
My pearl. I lost the pearl.
And how did Grover survive that bite? But okay, sure, why not?
Period.
They come to the fields of Asphodel. Annabeth gets trapped and just leaves. Apparently because she had regrets or something. When thinking about this logically, why didn't Grover also get grabbed by the roots? In the books and TV show, he's always shown to have extreme regret about his helplessness in situations and how he can only really watch people die. But hey, if the writers didn't bother to think about it, then neither should you. Percy eventually finds the bolt in his backpack and makes the executive decision that Zeus will have to wait, and his mom is more important. Ah, yes, risk billions of lives for their own selfishness. It's not like after you give Zeus the bolt, you can't just go back down to the underworld some way or another, but don't worry about it. Also, I know I haven't mentioned this, but like a third of this episode is some shitty flashback that no one cares about at all, and all it does is to kill pacing. Once again, a dog shit casting choice, but this is just par for the course at this point. Hades and Percy are talking, and then personally just randomly says this. Huh? Dude, I nearly spit out my fucking water when watching this scene. It was so out of left field. I mean, the movie didn't really do the whole underworld scene perfectly either, but 2 things. 1, at least Hades in this movie actually looks like something you'd imagine when thinking of Hades. And 2, once again, they at least kept you entertained.
I haven't had a satyr visit before. I'll take very good care of him.
Guys, I didn't think I'd say this for any episodes at all, but I thought episode 8 was a good episode. I mean, well, it definitely still wasn't perfect, but it was a massive step up from the previous episodes. One thing I thought was so funny is how hard they copied Attack on Titan with this one scene. Attack on Titan Season 2 spoilers up ahead. Skip to this time if you don't want to see. In the show, we see Percy sword training with Luke, and he's complaining about why he has to sword train, considering, as a demigod, only monsters are a threat to him, not people. And then in Attack on Titan, Eren is complaining to Reiner about why train in hand-to-hand combat if their threats are just the Titans. I don't know, just as an Attack on Titan fan, I thought it was funny how similar these scenes were. The main focus of the episode is Luke's betrayal. It didn't happen exactly how it did in the books, but they still did the scene justice in my mind. The writing was tight and tense, and it actually was invested for once. I never thought I'd say this, but good job, Disney. Okay, that's enough praise. This episode could have actually been great if it wasn't for the Ares fight. This fight really proves why they should have just made this as an anime, not a live action. The fight was one of the most underwhelming things I'd ever seen. After like 30 seconds of scrapping, Percy summons a wave and Ares just stands there like a deer in headlights. This 10-foot wave knocks him down and Percy wins the duel. Ares is the god of war, a literal deity, and man was knocked on his ass down for the count from a small wave. Dude, if the gods are this weak, all of Olympus would fall in a war versus everyone from Texas. Also, justice for Gabe. He didn't deserve the fate he received at the end. After rewatching the movie, yeah, the TV show is definitely better. The movie didn't even have Ares, and the fight with Luke was, different. It was very entertaining, but I was waiting to see what Luke's reasoning was for doing what he did, and it made slightly less sense than the TV show.
Why would you do that? To bring Olympus crumbling down.
Overall, my final thoughts is that the TV show was a better adaptation. Believe me, not by much, but the movie actually had charm to it. You could tell they wanted to make it fun. That was just about it. The TV show pisses me off, and many fans also, because they knew we wanted a good adaptation that just followed the source material. Us fans got so excited when Ray Orton was announced to work on it, and then he just fumbled time and time again. I'm curious as to how much Disney actually made him change, but if most of it was his doing, then he's truly lost it. I liked Walker's version of Percy a lot, actually. He had a lot of quippy one-liners that didn't feel completely out of place like most Marvel products these days. You gotta remember, he's just showing up. There's only so much the cast can do with such an awful script, but I truly hope we do get a season 2 for this show. I would definitely watch it. Maybe they learn from their mistakes and get better as the seasons go on. But overall, I've given my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.